It was championship weekend, and we had two amazing football games. Welcome to the Deep Fried Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Fry, and thanks for listening. Well, the Lakers won in a come-from-behind victory, 124-115. They're 4-1 without Anthony Davis, and in this game, the box score showed Houston with over 30 points in each quarter except for the third with 17. That's a halftime defensive adjustment, folks. LeBron was great with 31 points, 12 assists, and 5 rebounds, and let's give him credit for his performance this late in his career. But can we all agree that head coach Frank Vogel deserves some praise? History shows it's not easy to be LeBron's coach, and he's been masterful. Zion is set to debut on Wednesday. I can't wait to see what he does on the court for the Pelicans. Odell Beckham Jr. hands out cash after the national championship to LSU student players and also slaps the behind of an officer in the locker room. Two things that I think are both against the law. Now he's getting in trouble off the field. Goodness gracious. Phillip Rivers moved his family to Florida. Would the Chargers have won a Super Bowl if they had never left San Diego and they had a home field advantage like they usually did? Man, this LA transition has been terrible. Who knows who's going to be the quarterback in LA next year? Could it be Tom Brady? Saw him the other night at the Conor McGregor fight, in which Conor won in 40 seconds into the first round. The second fastest win in his career, and he outlanded Cowboy 19-0 in significant strikes. Luke Kuechly retired at age 28. He had 7 Pro Bowls. He was 5-time first-team All-Pro. That's best player at his position in the league, folks. And 2013 Defensive Player of the Year. Since 2012, he has 1,092 tackles. That's first in the NFL. I have to say, that's probably Hall of Fame material, folks. Off into the sunset you go, Kuechly. It's too bad because I think your team was going to be pretty good next year. Now at this day and age in football, guys can retire a little bit early and save their health because of the millions and millions of dollars that they make. Jason Garrett was hired as the OC of the New York Giants. Why don't you just take a year off like McCarthy and then get a great job? Doesn't that work for everybody? Nope. But let me get to this. Tennessee was in Kansas City this weekend for the earlier game on Sunday, and Derrick Henry had his best yards per carry average against Kansas City over his career. There was so much attention on him. Could Kansas City stop him, or would he run wild? Could Tennessee stop the Kansas City offense? Arrowhead Stadium in January? Could the Titans control the clock with all that noise on offense? Andy Reid was only 1-8 all-time versus the Titans. Of course, Tennessee was up 17-7. You know, the Chiefs just love to give up points right off the bat so they can give the other team hope. I don't know if this is a strategy or is this just them coming out soft in the beginning of the game and then kind of waking up. Maybe they just need to wake up or something. Patty Mahomes had 4 first down runs on third down to keep the chains moving, and he also had a great 28-yard dash into the end zone. Man, what an impressive performance by the Kansas City Chiefs to get into the Super Bowl for the first time since Super Bowl IV. That's a 50-year absence, the longest in the history of the NFL between Super Bowls. Of course, there's only been 54 of them, and if it's been 50 years, yeah, it's going to be the longest one in between. Is Andy Reid going to get his first Super Bowl ring? They're going to have to go up against a tough team because the San Francisco 49ers took out the Green Bay Packers. It was 27-0 at halftime. And the San Francisco defense was number 1 against the pass this year in the league and had the 5th most sacks. They obviously had a coaching advantage with Kyle Shanahan on the sideline versus Matt LaFleur. And in the first meeting, which the 49ers won 37-8, 5 key players were injured. They were all back. Quan Alexander, Dee Ford, Joe Staley, Matt Breida, and Robbie Gould. But that wasn't what the difference was. The difference was that 49ers defense and Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert had 29 carries for 220 yards, a 7.6 average, and 4 rushing touchdowns. He was going crazy. The Derrick Henry of the NFC, might I add? Well, not really. He's not nearly as big or as powerful, but he is definitely faster. He was just gashing that defense. Tons and tons of very, very creative play calls by Kyle Shanahan. Jimmy Garoppolo only had to throw the ball 8 times. He was 6 for 8 for 77 yards. You don't really have to throw the ball when you're running the ball down their throat like that. What's the point? Less chance of a turnover. George Kittle only had 1 catch for 19 yards. He spent the whole afternoon just blocking and pummeling and smashing that Packers defense, who had no chance of stopping the powerful San Francisco running game. This Super Bowl is going to be great. It's all red. San Francisco 49ers versus the Kansas City Chiefs, the most vaunted defense and physical team versus the most high-flying offense and potent attack with Kansas City. If I had to pick a team to win this game, I would say San Francisco, especially if Kansas City lets them up by double digits like they've done to every team this postseason. Super Bowl 54 in Miami. I have the 49ers winning this game 38-35. Woo-hoo-hoo! 6 rings for San Francisco in 7 tries. The only one they lost was that Super Bowl against the Ravens with Colin Kaepernick. That's going to be great. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. Of course, the Pro Bowl is now the week in between the championships and the Super Bowl. Down in Orlando now instead of Hawaii. It's going to be a good Super Bowl. I know it. That Kansas City offense versus that San Francisco defense is going to be the name of the game. Now, can Kansas City's defense stop that rushing attack by the 49ers? That's going to be key. And the Niners have the number 1 ranked pass defense. Could they stop Patty Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, Watkins, Kelsey, all those guys on offense for the high-flying Kansas City Chiefs? We will see, folks. Your Super Bowl is set. Man, I cannot wait. It's going to be so good, folks. I love ya. Hey, if you enjoyed this episode, please remember to subscribe and share it with your buddies. I would much appreciate it. Thank you. Music has been provided by Ben Sounds. Oh, Ben, your sounds are fantastic. Thank you. Goodbye.